Crap. There was no sound. I talked all that for nothing. Crap.
Oh, nobody heard nothing?
Nobody heard nothing because I had my things muted or audio muted. That's okay. Anyways, South of Midnight, and then Nintendo dropping the ball, and we'll talk about whatever they're talking shit about, right? Other than that, I'm doing fine. Just here at home, playing the daddy role. Gotta do my part. Man, this week I've been nothing but Stalker.
Word.
And I just been roaming around the wasteland, just exploring, trying to find more gear, trying to find all the bases, just everything. And I started getting into the sniper rifle, and I hate using sniper rifles for any game. But in this game, dude, it helps a lot too, because you see a little gang of bandits coming in, trying to like, oh look, there's a stalker there, go after him. And it's like, oh yeah, boom, take out the rifle, boom, 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 start taking them out, man. And then you go over there and scavenge their, get their stuff, man, get their loot that's on their body. So
give me the loot,
man, give me the loot. That's a good game, man. It's a badass game, man. I don't know how more people are not talking about it, but it's a good game. I love Stalker.
Yeah.
This is old and like 20 other games come out.
Yeah.
Not even old. It's not even 6 months old yet, is it? I don't think.
Right? Dude, two weeks later, it's late, bro.
I know.
Yeah.
I know what you really mean, but yeah.
At this point, yeah. Any game's like 2 weeks, it's like, oh man, that's old. That was so 2 weeks ago. That was so.
That's the thing right now, bro. You got so many games coming out. So many games that are late that are coming out. Like a lot of these games better hit, or they won't have room to breathe.
Yeah. Yep. So, have you guys played South of Midnight yet?
No.
Yeah.
And
you played it?
Your thoughts?
What do you think?
I didn't beat it, of course, but I like it.
I saw some posts saying
I made it to chapter 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I made it to chapter 4. I mean, a lot of the complaints I don't get. You don't some of them I do. Well, I mean, there are. I mean, I've not beaten it.
Yeah.
The enemies are repetitive, right? But at the end of the day, man, you just want to fight. You know what I mean? You're still learning your abilities up until a point. You know what I mean? But I hear that the same enemies in the beginning are the same enemies you'll be fighting at the end. But another thing we got to do, man, is understand the scope of these games.
Mm-hmm.
understand the asking price and what that really means. You know, every now and then you get a double A game to give you way more than they're asking for. But
Right.
Microsoft prices their games accordingly, and that's what a lot of people don't give them credit for. That like Avowed, a lot of people try to find issues with Avowed, but to me that was a $70 game. If some of these Nintendo games are $70 games, that's a $70 game. Some of
Okay,
these other games,
so I was gonna get into that too because you just said it like with the Xbox games, they're priced accordingly, right? Whether it's a double A, single A, triple A, 70, 40, and 30 or whatever the tiers are, right? And that's what they pretty much say. But what's the latest reports about this whole dynamic pricing? What are we trying to get? Like arena seats or something. It's like, oh, you're gonna get the nosebleeds. Okay, that's $20. You want to get in the middle? Okay, that's another $100 there. Oh, you want courtside? That's gonna be $1,000.
But that's nothing new. That's nothing new from even back in the day when we played on cartridges on whatever platform you want to mention, right?
Mhm.
Like it was always there where certain games cost less than others because they knew their place, right? That they weren't a big budget game; they were a budget game, so had budget prices, right? Like that's not a new thing, but I think
But coming from Nintendo and knowing that it's a Mario game or some sort of Smash Brothers or some sort of Mario Kart, and you're kind of expecting a $60 game, and now they're saying $80 because you know what? We realize that you guys are keep playing it and keep playing it hours on end. Maybe we priced it wrong. Maybe we should price it $80. And like
that's
what?
exactly what they're doing.
It's like
And
I've mentioned.
really proves it too.
What's that? What did you say?
I was saying the rhetoric only proves it too, right? Like the excuse they're giving with the price of Mario Kart is that, it's at a different level of game, therefore, it should be like what? It's fucking Mario Kart, bro. You not, you know what I'm saying? And so like that was just like he was saying earlier, a Don Matrick moment, right?
Mhm.
Called back to Xbox One, but he said, but they also said something that was more specifically a lot like what Don Matrick had to say when it comes to the online thing. What Matrick had to say, and I forget how it relates to the Switch. I think it had not with pricing of games, but the online or whatever.
Yep.
I think it's the online or whatever like that. That his response was to that, but it's the same mentality as always.
Yeah.
But yeah, Realist, you were gonna say?
Um, I mentioned before. What's his name? Um,
Bowser?
Strauss, and y'all were like, y'all don't know who he was, right? Um, the CEO of Take Two, when he was talking about charging per minute and things like that, he said he came out and said it was a joke, but no, he's not, because a lot of these companies are looking at you know what they're getting, and if they could have got more. That's what the whole $70 came in at, right?
Right.
Like no, we should charge more. We're providing so much value. That's why, like Halo had to go live service, right? Because Halo people still playing Halo years later. They're still playing Master Chief Collection, and so they look at the amount of time being. I hate to use the word invested, but invested in these games and say we should have gotten more. Because look at how long it took to bring Grand Theft Auto out, right? They didn't want to. They probably don't want to bring it out. It's probably ready. You hear all these stories, but people are still playing it. And so Nintendo looks at Mario Kart. It sold from Wii U all the way till now. It's still selling, right? It's over 70 million units. And they're like, we should have gotten more for it. So they're kind of using it where they're going to charge $80 for it, and they're going to use it for people to feel like they're getting a deal if they pay 30. I'm sorry, if they save $30 on it when they buy the console.
Right. Right. Which is what I had theorized was going to happen when they announced the pricing of the system. Because I think you hopped in late last week. I think it was right on the show. So I think we had just finished talking about the pricing, and then you came in, and so we just made. And then you made mention on to catch up what everything that we have been saying that, the pricing was fair, right? Like it was within what we had always discussed with the pricing, right? They could have went OD, but they really didn't. So, okay, fine. We give Nintendo passes on shit that we complain about, and we always talk about how Nintendo gets passes for certain shit. But that was one thing we thought, okay, fine, right? Especially with this Mario Kart that they're packaging in, even if it was $60 originally, right? Like it probably should have been, right? That still would have been a savings of $10, right? So even more so now it's 80, yeah, which is what I feel, well, partially that's what they're trying to do, right? They're trying to, it's like the system without the game is the TARD pack, right? Like with the 360, I didn't have the hard drive. If you got that model or later on the arcade, the TARD pack, right? Like that's retarded to do that. It makes no sense. You're losing money, in terms of games or whatever, right? In regards to that, but then you look at how they say it like they think because they think they can get away with it, like they think they're losing money by not charging more because they know, because they believe they could have sold it at that price, so they see it as a loss. This is what I've never understood about big business. Like they perceive shit and write shit and treat it like a loss when it technically wasn't a loss. And this is the perfect example of that, right? Where they didn't charge for something what they realized later that maybe they could have.
Oh,
right?
They make it seem like it's a loss of revenue.
Right, that it's a loss of revenue in their perception.
It's like, oh man, we didn't charge that extra $10 worth per unit. It's like, but they still broke records.
Right,
it still made a profit.
So that's exactly what Realist was saying. That's what I took away from what he was saying. Right, that's not overall the point he was saying, although that's a piece of it. But that's the main thing that I see from what he's saying. Like, that's how they perceive it. Like they missed out because they could have robbed us last generation for games.
Yeah, but they make it up in volume.
Right.
Volume units sold rather than just charging the 10, 15 extra dollars. No?
Right. Right. We understand that. But what I'm saying is that's how they perceive it, right? And talk about it. Like they lost because they didn't rob us last time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I've never understood that. That makes no sense. That's just greed for greed's sake, and that's never to your benefit. But that's not how they see it. That's not how they see it, and that's not how they're going to treat it ever. And but hey, I really am starting to feel like Nintendo is going to have closer to a Wii U situation. I still don't think it's going to be as bad as the Wii U by far, right? There's a lot of brain dead idiots who still cap it for Nintendo big time. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, forget what's his name who we're talking about last week, right? He's just the name brand of Nintendo stupid, right?
Harmon guy.
Remember Harmon Smith, right? Like he's the name brand of Nintendo bias. But even Cowboy, okay, Realist, Cowboy. I don't really mess with Cowboy's content, right? But I forget who mentioned him.
Me.
It must have been no. On their YouTube, you've mentioned him many times. This is why I alluded to earlier when I first mentioned his name, that you talk about him all the time, but I don't really watch his content. But somebody else in their content, it was Doc Dark, right? Mentioned him because Cowboy made a video, right? And basically he gave Doc Dark a L, right, on what he was saying, and Doc accepted it. He was like, you know what? You're right? But then he was talking about this other person, and I'm not trying to be on some hate tip, but I think this person is trans. Like this person used to be a dude, transitioned to a female, right? But still sounds off, like the voice is off, and it triggers me to think this person is trans. Not that it matters to me, but like this person keeps having these facial expressions about the Nintendo subject and making all these excuses, and they just sound still stupid. And it was Cowboy, who got on this person's ass and just made this person sound so stupid. So stupid. And I'm like, there's a lot of these Nintendo fans who are just like, as bad as PlayStation fans are where they cap for Sony, these Nintendo fans are like that. But the difference, as we've always said with the ponies, is they're toxic people, and the Nintendo fanboys aren't. They just think they're holier than thou, like Apple fans are, right? But they're not toxic.
They're toxic. They're toxic. You just don't get in there.
No. What I mean by not toxic, you're right. What I mean,
okay, nobody is over the top as freaking PlayStation fan. They're the worst.
That's my point, right? Yeah. That's my point. You're totally right what you said, though, right? And so, like, it's funny to see these people talk this way, right? They had a whole low-key attitude this whole generation, right? Nintendo got away with a lot of shit. People couldn't really say nothing about them. And so they were low-key winning this whole time. You remember in the other podcast with Dude, right? When J-Rock was there and all that other stuff. And I was like, who's winning? I said, Nintendo's winning. What are we talking about? And I shut down that whole conversation. You remember that? Right?
Mhm.
And it's, right? And so Nintendo fanboys, last generation, and even this generation up until now, until last week, right? Or rather the week before, right? You know, they had this like attitude about them because they knew they were quote unquote winning, right? So, but they didn't, but they were, but yeah, as you say, not as toxic as the PlayStation fanboys, right? But now that shit's not looking so rosy for them, like 100%. Now they're coming out the woodwork, and I still must admit they're not being toxic like PlayStation fanboys, but boy, are they saying some dumb shit, bro. They are saying some of the dumbest shit I've heard since. And it's funny how, right? Dreamcast guy, right? He's on our side when it comes to this Nintendo shit, while still talking minor shit about Xbox. But it's pretty clear just because he sees the money in it, right? It's like for Tanga Plays. He's been making videos every day on it. Every day. In fact, he's even mentioning in his videos now, he's doing daily content now. He sees the easy money in this, right? That's how obvious all of this is, that they can just sit there and dunk on these people who are saying this ignorant stuff. And it's just like, yo, it's funny how, honestly, I think what happened last year with Helldivers, right, and the PC community, it shows that only PC community is only out for themselves and not for the platform or nobody else. They will have instant smoke for Valve or whoever else if they do them wrong like that.
Yeah.
Right? They'll give them all the kudos in the world when they're doing right, but as soon as they do, they're gonna be on their ass, right? Nobody else does that. You'll see PlayStation dudes, of course, we know how toxic they get. Now we see this with Nintendo guys, right? And even Xbox guys, who I would say is the least of them when it comes to that, but even they too can get real sensitive, right? They can get real sensitive about this shit. And it's just like, hey, yo, I don't know what to tell you, man, but Nintendo is fucking up. It's just that simple. Stop capping for this shit, bro. It's why you capping against what's against your own best interest. Why? Look, hey, that's like some simp mentality to me, bro. I can't understand that.
Simp.
I just can't.
Simp.
Yeah.
Simp. Nah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's all I wanted to say on that.
Yeah, PlayStation's the only ones that kind of always crossed my path. Nintendo fans, not really.
Not really, right?
Nah, never. Like
until nowadays, but even then, they're not going buck wild like.
No, they're not going buck wild
like
at
if
all.
it was PlayStation.
I mean, I'm not looking for them either, so it's like I don't see them.
Right.
You know, I know.
But the PlayStation guys are in your face no matter what, even if. You're not
they'll jump into my video comments, and you know that Green Giant guy was just notorious, just coming into every video of mine and just leaving some stupid comment. Right.
You made some funny videos off of dudes like that
too. Dude, just they've stopped, man. Because I don't put as much as before when I put individual videos. Now I just do these live streams and that's it. But yeah, they used to come at me all the time, like, man, you stupid, toxic. I'm like, okay, you're getting mad at my video.
And you know what?
You're watching my video.
Let's talk some shit about ponies, because we got some ammo for them. You must have heard the subject, right?
What?
The price increase for PSN Plus in 15 South American countries.
Again, that's what they usually start. They always start somewhere down in South America.
That's right. So you know it's coming here quickly. Yeah. See, that was the excuse I've seen, but a lot of people said exactly what you said, that's always how they start anytime they start a new round of price increase. They do it over there first, and then we get it later on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw something like that. When was it? Last week, maybe? Or I don't know when it was. I saw something.
Well,
I saw a glimpse.
It happened the other day, I think.
Okay.
I think.
And then, but it always starts down there as like the testing grounds and how people will react, right? But because it's, you know, we don't hear much from South America that much, right? I mean, I don't know how much they hear about us up here, right? When things go wrong and we make a big fuss about it.
Right.
I don't know how if they react the same. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know what their reaction are or how it goes. But sometimes something will come across my timeline about price increase, and like, well, that means it's coming up here soon, because that's the way it usually starts.
They can't do it here.
Why not?
Like it's just like anything else. There's too much competition here.
Mm.
Like we don't have the as much loyalty to one product as the other countries do. Like
You really?
you look at what PlayStation did in UK and Europe over there. Like they have such a dominant position that they could pull that off. They can't do that here. They'll give away a game. They'll give away a game before they just raise the price. They'll do something. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
okay.
Have you guys been seeing PS5 Pro Astrobot bundles yet? No, right? I haven't. I was just in Target today. So like that's what they'll do before they just raise the price here. I mean, regardless of what anybody else thinks, this is what I like. When I talk about like console war stuff, I deal with America because
America.
Xbox is competitive here. I know more people with Xbox than PlayStation.
America.
Right?
Right.
It's very close. I don't remember the last split, but it's close. So like and then Nintendo's right there. But they won't do that here. Like they wouldn't do it in Japan either.
America.
Like the PlayStation is cheaper there. Xbox is cheaper there. They're trying to compete with Nintendo. But in Europe and in other countries, they wouldn't do it in Brazil, they wouldn't do it in Mexico because it's competitive with Xbox. Like
Right.
they do it in the places where they can do it, and they're squeezing. And what really should be happening is that people should be looking at this and saying, you know what, I might need to switch platforms, but they're not because Fortnite's on PlayStation, it's on Xbox, and they don't need to switch. That's why I honestly believe that they have the right idea with this whole everything is an Xbox. They have the right idea because if you flip people from PlayStation to Xbox, you're just flipping the same horrible gamers that were over there on PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
They can play Fortnite and Call of Duty over there. They don't need to be on Xbox. It's not like they're Game Pass subscribers. You might want Game Pass subscribers to come buy an Xbox because those are the people that are playing any game. Those are the people that are subscribed so they can have a whole smorgasbord of games. You know what I mean? Not just to be smorgasbord. When I first heard that word, I was a little kid. And I thought it was so funny, and I thought the dude made the word up. So like that's what it is. So it's like they wouldn't do it here. They'll do something. If they did something, it would be so lightweight, $20. If they did it by any significant amount, they'll start throwing it in because at that rate, they can still have increased revenue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's like when they say, "Oh, it's doing as good as the PlayStation 4." I mean, it's more expensive than the PlayStation 4. I'm sure that the Xbox hasn't sold 50, 60 million units yet, but it's outpacing the Xbox One with money that they make. Plus, they have more Game Pass subscribers now, so I guess it doesn't really count. But because PlayStation is losing subscribers, so
April 16th is when it's supposed to increase in 15 Latin American countries. My peoples.
Yeah.
And Mexico is one of them.
Yeah, Mexico is one of them.
Let's see what the price increase is. For 1 month of Essential. Wait.
This is just a subscription?
Yeah, the subscription.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna do that though.
Yeah, that's what we were saying before you chimed in with your
well, Xbox already did theirs, right? Because it went up to 19.
Yeah, they did that last year, right?
Yeah. So.
But PlayStation did it a couple times before Xbox, like once or twice,
mm-hmm.
right before Xbox did it, right? If it was the year before last. So when Xbox did it, right, it didn't really the complaint against it didn't last as long because PlayStation had did it prior. I think like twice, I want to say, but at least once, right? So this is the same level of thing, right? Like we see, like this is why the PlayStation fans really ain't really been on Xbox's ass, mainly because Nintendo is really in the forefront right now in terms of like discussion, right?
Yeah.
They're catching most of the smoke,
yeah.
right? But
garbage.
There's really little that they can say about this at all. It just is what it is. It's a price increase for no good reason. But unlike when they did it with the PS4, right? Or where they made it where you needed PSN to play online, all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then they increased the price. I want to say during that generation too, at least once.
They did,
right?
They did.
But no complaint about it.
Oh no,
Like
it's because they can't do no wrong.
Right. That's when PlayStation couldn't do no wrong. I think this was before the Switch had come out, right? So, yeah, they were on that tip where they could do no wrong, and they were just so popular, so they let all the transgressions or whatever you want to call it, right? Get a pass. But now people realize, oh God, no. And that's what it is, and now they catch it on the smoke.
15 countries, huh?
Yeah, 15. But I mean, it's only the beginning, as always. And hey, Sony's been saying, they need this money. They need this money. This is why, a similar conversation, or at least related conversation, is if this Steam PC handheld, whatever that Microsoft and Valve is cooking up, right?
Uh-huh.
The question has been, is Sony gonna block the games? A lot of people, including myself, are saying no, because they can't really be affording to do that. This is why they went to port the games to PC in the first place. They can't be doing this right now. They need that money. And so blocking a hardware platform, right, on a player base that's more likely to buy those games, because let's be honest, most of the people who, if this is a handheld, right, and if this is handheld, is at least the majority of the things that we expect of it, right? Those are the same sorts of people who buy games often, right? And so to block them is like shooting themselves in the foot, cutting their nose off to spike their face, whatever saying you want to use. Like, they're just not gonna do that. That just makes no sense. But I mean, there is that little bit of chance that maybe Sony is that stupid, or they could find some smart way of doing it, But everybody's gonna know what it is, even if they found some kind of smart way, right? And then people go, "Oh, that's a little ingenious that you were disreputable." But still, like, in the end, that hurts their pockets.
Yeah.
Which is the main reason why I and many others believe they won't ever do that, because it's just not in their benefit. They need this money. It's why they started putting their games on PC in the first place. So, the same mindset, right? Like, Nintendo, or at least Sony back then, could do no wrong, so they got away with a lot of bullshit, right? Nintendo now, man, Nintendo went a little too hard. They can't at all. That's hilarious to me, though. It really is. They really is catching a lot of smoke, and I'm happy to see it too. Like, the gaming community is making a line in the sand as to what's okay and what's not, and it doesn't matter who is doing it, right?
Yeah.
It could be Nintendo, it could be Sony, it could be Microsoft. They're not catching that. and then Google's post talking about
Marathon.
Yeah, it's not going to have a login thing, which I don't understand. It would need some kind of login if they're doing crossplay, right? Something to keep track that no matter what platform you're on, because it's a multi-platform game, right? To keep track of your progress and stuff. I don't
remember. It's supposed to be a multiplayer game?
Yeah, it's a it's a multi-platform game. It's coming to Xbox.
No, not multi-platform.
Crossplay? Yeah.
I'm talking about like co-op. Is co-op multiplayer or what?
It's crossplay. I don't know if it's co-op, but I know it's crossplay.
Oh, so it is releasing on everything?
Yeah.
Dude, this is Bungie.
Yeah, it's Bungie. And remember,
what's the name of that game your son likes?
Helldivers?
Yeah, think that extraction shooter.
Yeah, but they're not on Xbox though.
Except the difference.
Oh, you mean the type of game?
I'm just saying.
I'm
just saying.
Oh, okay.
Type of game.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Right, but don't forget that when Bungie bought them, that they had, I think it was in the contract or whatever, that they can't tell them what platform to put their games on or whatever, or something like that. So,
well, I don't think it can't tell them, but yeah, basically they wanted to stay multiplayer because they have fans on every platform.
On every platform.
It's more like Sony said, it's like, we encourage you not to put it on all the platforms. But if you want to,
in the paperwork,
you can. But we encourage you. Like, dude, just tell me you don't want me to do it.
Right, we gotta start being honest with Sony. Look, they're gonna try to keep up the perception
Yeah.
because
Right.
they know that their fans are going to say, "Well, they didn't have a choice." No, you have a choice. Who buys a company and lets them call the shots? No, they had a built-in excuse. They've always been a multi-plat company, just like Microsoft. It's like we can't really complain about anything that goes over there that is a legacy title, something that's already been over there
Yeah.
because they always have the same built-in excuses, Sony. Because let's be honest, they all want to be multi-plat. There's more
Yeah.
money in multi-plat. The only
Yeah.
one that can financially justify being exclusive is Nintendo. That's the only one they can that it makes sense
Yeah.
because nobody else is selling games at the same clip. So that's why you'll see if they can get a multi-plat, it'll be multi-plat. This PC, why do you think they? Oh, PC day one with our multiplayer games because otherwise
Yeah.
they're gonna die. Their gamers are already occupied with Fortnite, Madden, 2K, etc. So yeah, it's just like
Hell, it's
it's no
PC guys
different.
who's doing the heavy lifting for them anyway. Particularly in Helldivers, is a perfect example of that, right? It's not the PlayStation community; they already know this.
Mm-mm.
They can't. That's the other reason why, right? On that they're so adamant about it.
Yeah. I would love to see the numbers on the PlayStation player account on Helldivers.
Or
And
at
see
least
what it is.
percentage wise. Yeah,
Because I wonder
love to see that.
what is it right now for Helldivers 2 player count. Steam. Because that's all we can get.
It ought to be at like 60 by now.
Players right now, 29,000. 24-hour peak, 33. All-time peak, 450,000. 58,000. Yeah. It's been out for what? How long? 2 years? 3 years?
2, maybe
24.
3,
Oh, it's only been a year. Over
1
a
year.
year.
Wow.
It's only been over
Wow.
for a whole year. Yeah. It came out
That's crazy.
February. Yeah, February 2024. So it's been out a year and a few months. Couple
Oh,
months.
okay, I thought it was late 2022, but all right. Either way, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. But I mean, it's PC who's carrying it, you know?
Yes, exactly. That was the point I was making. Like, without that, they just not, and it's the other reason why they can never just say, "Oh, we're just going to keep it to PlayStation." At the very least, it's coming to PC, and we know a day and date is closer and closer. But Marathon is going to be that first one. Now, of course, the PlayStation fanboy is going to say, "Oh, that doesn't count," and kind of, sort of, I see where they're coming from with that. But let's be honest, if we really wanted to get in their ass about it, we really could sit there and say,
I think it would be
"Hey,
awesome
look,
if Helldivers landed on
Day one.
Xbox too,
Day
man.
one.
People will pick it up because
No.
it's a fun game, man.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. But I'm saying for a day one upon release
Yeah.
was on Xbox, like Marathon is gonna be, right? Like
Yeah.
that's the first one actually. But I mean, you could make an excuse that it's not, right? But I really feel like we should just pressure them and just be up their ass about it, right? Because honestly, that's a Sony-owned game. They own the developer and everything, right? They own the rights to the game, or no? I forget.
I have no idea.
No, they on that P.
But they own the IP. Okay. So yeah. So that's gonna be the first game that's multi-plat at launch. Marathon. And they can't say shit like the PlayStation fan, like, yo, on some console war shit, I really hope that really blows up.
Did you guys hear that?
Like the console war argument. Yeah, I heard some kind of like swallowing sound.
Man, that was my fart, dog.
Damn.
Oh,
Swallow.
Ooh.
If it was your fart, you have timid farts.
This fool. He said it. I heard somebody burp or swallow.
That's what I thought I heard.
I heard somebody swallow hard. Oh, punty, pause.
But,
Oh.
right. Yeah, he's gonna say something if you don't clear that up instantly.
Yeah.
But yeah. Like I was saying, I really feel like we need to, twist the knife on that one. Like, day and date, just like we said.
Yeah.
That's Marathon.
Yeah.
That's gonna be that first one. It's gonna be a while before there's another one.
But they had to.
Oh, they had to.
They
I don't
had-
give a fuck what their reason.
they
is.
had
I don't care what
to.
like, it was gonna happen anyway.
Dude, that didn't let Sony off the hook because they had to. They got
had
punked by somebody that
Right.
burned them for $4 billion.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But what are you talking about? Helldivers? I
Uh-huh.
don't know, man. It's like PC players, like Helldivers was always a PC game.
Yeah.
Like
I've
you're
never
not
even heard of a Helldiver game before Helldivers 2.
It was a
yeah, it was a
top-down.
different type of game. Like like you said. But like PC players, like up until the day Helldivers 2 released, they had 1,500 players on Steam still.
Mm-hmm.
So like that was a PC game. Like people have been playing Helldivers forever, waiting on the next one, and it blew up. But Bungie needs a win. That thing's going on Switch if it can run it. And you know what I mean? Because like everybody's talking about how powerful the Switch is compared to the Series S. It's not.
It's
Now
not.
Nvidia is better at AI than AMD, but these mobile PC, these handheld PCs aren't stronger than the Series S either.
Nope.
Like, and they're $800.
That's right.
It's just like people are really trying to gas it up. And hey, look, if you're a real fan, I'm cool with it. It's just when I see like Xbox haters, because like, hey, everybody wants to be excited about what they love, but it's not. It's still not as powerful as the Series S. It's just two different, types of systems.
Architect. Yeah.
Yep, well that too, because one of them is it an x86?
Hmm?
Is it
What?
x86?
The Xbox is, but the Switch is.
We're talking about the Switch. I know the PlayStation and Xbox is.
ARM.
You see what they say Microsoft's got an ARM coming too, so
Yeah,
we'll
so
see how
that's-
that goes too.
Damn. So have you pre-ordered your Switch yet?
I
Oh.
couldn't.
We can't.
Oh, you can't?
Don't you know? Oh, because of the whole what you call it thing.
Oh, the
whole,
tariff thing, huh?
Yeah, the tariff
Yeah,
thing.
but there's a 90-day negotiation. So like
Wow, I forgot about
they're
that.
gonna open up pre-orders.
They better soon, because they said the launch date isn't changing. It was just the pre-order stuff was on pause
Well, that's
because
all-
of the whole thing.
So that's all they need.
So they haven't opened it yet, huh? Man, I
Nope.
think it's time to
Well, I mean, I
time
just
to make
saw
some
on
money.
GameStop. I just tried to pre-order one on GameStop, and they said sold out.
So they had theirs already?
It says sold out. It doesn't say unavailable. So like
No,
I read
it wasn't.
I read
Because
an
have a friend
article.
that was-
I read an article that said that you could. So I looked at it and I was like, oh, I know I missed it.
But that was probably before the whole tariff thing. Because I have a friend of mine
Man.
I was supposed to go with. We're supposed to go, but that got delayed because like the day of when
Yeah.
last week or was it earlier this week when it was supposed to happen? I think Monday. We were
Mhm.
supposed to do it. We were supposed to go to the GameStop. We were gonna be online, right?
Nerd.
And early in the morning or whatever, just try it out, right? And if I got, I got. If not, I wasn't. And I would try to online situations. And if that didn't work out for me, well, then I'm just not getting one this year because I
Nerd.
wasn't gonna put any more effort than that unless it falls into my hands. Nerd. Both guys, you call me a nerd. I do not. Wow. Pot calling the the dude black. I swear to God. But anyway.
Nerd.
Nerd alert!
Nerd.
Then I may have to keep an eye on, man. Make some money here.
Yeah, man.
No, you got to have an account to pre-order.
On account
No,
of
but
what?
that's at Nintendo on the Nintendo website.
Yeah, in 20 hours.
What?
In 20 hours of gameplay.
Oh, I got plenty of that on my account.
Oh well, then.
I'm just
But that's
saying.
just from Nintendo. But that's just from Nintendo. There's other places, Amazon, Best Buy, and what have you, gonna have it too.
Nerd.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't.
What?
I
You
don't
make
know.
it seem like I don't own a Switch, man.
You do. I know you do. All I'm saying is,
hours of Scarlet and whatever Pokemon game my kids have under my account. It's crazy.
okay, when you say make some money, I'm thinking full scale scalping like I did with PlayStation. All right, like I had like 12 of them. Like I had people buy. I had like people
You did have,
buying
like,
them for me.
You had your own store at your house.
It's all
Yeah,
over eBay
that's what
right now. It's all over eBay right now because they did pre-orders in other countries, right? right?
Well, some
And
people
stuff like
can't
that.
because you can't buy them from Japan. You can buy them from everywhere else. Because
Right. So but they're
Yeah.
all over eBay, and people have already, have been doing their thing that way.
Man, I don't know how they can continue to put it on eBay, because even though they hike up the price, eBay still takes a huge chunk out of it.
Yeah.
And I don't want to lose
10%.
that. I don't want to lose that chunk. You know?
They
That's the
take
deal.
10%, but they know that they're the fastest way to move the product. I say that as I play the drug dealing game.
I still play the Craigslist game, and I've had success there in cash. So, or Zelle.
Well, I'll go to Craigslist, but I'll put it on eBay. Whoever tells me they want to buy it first, that's where I'll sell it from.
And they have to pay shipping.
Well, there's no shipping on Craigslist.
No, I'm talking about on eBay, because I ain't paying for shipping.
Oh yeah. On eBay they pay for shipping, but Craigslist hand to hand.
Hand in hand, and I meet them at the police place too. I don't like when I sold when I sold a PlayStation. Yeah, I went to a courthouse, made sure there were cops there. I'm like, we're meeting here in the daylight, not at night. And then he's like, no problem. It's like, you got money. I have a high demand product. I don't want nothing to go south. He's like, no problem. And then we met up, exchanged. All right, peace.
Deuces.
The thing, like back when the PlayStation first dropped, there was no haggling. You know what I mean? Like you had people charging $1,500. Now it's charging $1,200.
Yeah.
So it's like nothing really to haggle about. Give me my money.
Give my money, punk.
And I got, okay, I'm just going to say we're from Tejas, so I don't need the cops. I meet at Starbucks, though. Like, I meet at Starbucks.
Inside?
Share a coffee. Yeah, at Starbucks.
I say,
we're going to sit down.
I got the goods.
We're going to sit down.
Do you slide
we're gonna,
it's right here. And he gives you the envelope
Hey,
of
look,
money underneath the desk, the table.
Nah, check it out. We're going to sit down. We're going to talk about our love of gaming. And maybe enjoy a coffee.
And
you're
his
not gonna,
ass will be
you're gonna have to
beads.
jump. You're gonna have
He's
to
like,
jump over the fence to get away from me.
I just want to go. Here's your money. I gotta go. I'm like, no. Sit down. We're gonna talk about games.
Nah, I'm just saying you're not gonna just. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna have you like do it in the parking lot. No, there was one guy, and his girl, and he was like,
"What'd you say? You give me the girl, and you can
What'd
have
I
the
say?
game."
No, my wife was right there. I said, if you got the money, I'll take it right now. Because I was buying whoever had it. That day was GameStop. GameStop was only letting you buy one, but you had to buy a controller with it.
Those jerks did. Yeah, I
remember
hate that shit, man.
I remember that.
So I had to play. Is that a PlayStation 5? I said, you see the box? He was like, what are you selling it for? I said, what you got? No, I'm just playing. Well, because man, because I had a lady do it too. Because that was the last one that I bought. She's like, you wouldn't let it go, would you? I said, yeah, I would. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? So I had already had somebody, wasting my time.
So Punty's asking me, how do you know the money ain't counterfeit? Boy, I got a pen to mark it.
I do care. I would take money. I have a marker.
Marker,
from
yeah.
a fast food restaurant,
Mm-hmm.
and then Cash App.
Yeah, and there's Cash App too. Yeah, you go. Or Zelle.
I've been getting more comfortable with not the Cash App. I mean, even though I have Cash App, I just haven't used it. But with Zelle's, with the Zelle,
I prefer Zelle because it's built into my bank app. There's no charge and stuff.
Yeah, and Zelle's like instant too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. I've been getting more comfortable with that because I'm always afraid they're gonna back out of it. Like they could send some kind of complaint, like I didn't do this. That's
there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Like you can say, oh, I didn't want to. No, so what? You need they'll tell you to pay attention to who you send the money to next time.
Yeah.
Same thing with them. Like they even have a warning before you hit send. This is a new recipient.
Yeah. Yep. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Nintendo Switch 2 edition won't include a DLC, but they're charging you $70. What?
I could not believe this when I posted that. I was like, what? Because remember,
8-year-old game. 8-year-old game.
Exactly. And this is why I foresaw them packing the both of them together, right? You know, for one price, upgraded, you know, blah, blah, blah. But of course, you know, and usually what do they call that? The Game of the Year edition, right? With all the content, whatever, on the disc, or at least the old disc in a new box, right? And then it has the right to let you download the key, right? Yeah. Because that's usually what happened with the Game of the Year edition. It was whatever extra disc they had, right? They put a new label on the box, but really it was just the old disc, and they would give you a key or whatever to get the content or whatever that came afterwards, right? But I'm thinking, oh, that's what's gonna happen here at a minimum, right? You're gonna, at least for whatever price you pay, you're gonna have the games. They're going to be compatible with the Switch 2 and take advantage of the hardware. And of course, have all the DLC.
No, they can't do that. No.
It's just a base game for more money. What? Wow, bro.
No.
Wow.
Can't do that. They're going to charge an extra $20 for the DLC.
Has Sony even done that? Wait, that's exactly what Sony did. No, that is exactly what Sony did. Yeah. I was thinking for a second that was one step worse. No, it's just the same.
Yeah.
They got to test the market. They got to test the market, man. I mean, they got to really see how much people really love Nintendo.
You know, there's going to be people that are going to pay it anyways.
Exactly. So, like, while we talk all this crap,
there's no testing. They know it's going to work.
Well, to what effect? Of course, somebody's going to buy it, but how many people? You know what I mean? How many hardcore gamers are they going to piss off in the process? But you know what? It seems like,
but
like
it wouldn't matter.
Are real fans.
We're Nintendo. We can do this. If they don't like it, well, too bad. You know, they're gonna.
That's not true.
They're gonna eventually pay. You know, like all these games that we've been paying for Nintendo for an 8-year-old system, and the price has never gone down lower than $50 or whatever, 45 or 40.
Well, that's because it was hot. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like they couldn't do that with a Wii U.
Nope.
You know what I mean? But Nintendo has always done all right, good to great selling their hardware, or let's say selling their software to their hardware at high attach rate.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's all going to boil down to what we talked about before. Will there be enough people out there buying Switches for $450 that they can, move these games? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't see it happening.
In the early days, especially, yeah. Tough. It's gonna be tough. Especially when it's looking like more of a 3DS than a Wii, right? Not a Wii U, but a 3DS. But I mean, if they don't watch out, they could get, while it might be slightly better than a 3DS, they won't be that much better than a Wii U. Well, I mean, not as good as the 3DS, but better than the Wii U, which is still pretty bad.
Done. I'm done with Nintendo. I'm done.
Listen, man. If I can't easily get one of these systems, right, without a lot of fuss, to get one,
done.
F it. I'm
done,
bro. I give them a low barrier of entry, and and this is what I always say, right? Every year I say this about Sony and E3, right? Like they be having the presentation and make it seem like all these games, but over time you realize to watch on Twitter, websites or whatever, in real time you get the real truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then, of course, but at first it used to be after the show, you would do your research and realize a lot of the shit they presented wasn't really what they said, right? Yeah. Nowadays, it happens in real time because of Twitter. The Nintendo stuff was really old school, where it took some time afterwards that we got the real details. And much like Sony too, we still don't know the true specs of the Switch 2. You know that, right? We only know what the leaks told us. We still haven't gotten an official word from Nintendo or Nvidia in terms of what the specs are. Now, Nvidia did make a press release and say, it's got, G-Sync is what they're branding the VRR they're using on the screen, and it has ray tracing and tensor cores, stuff like that. But that's all stuff the 2050 had. That the rumor leak claims it does, right? But we haven't heard officially from Nintendo what it is. This hardware could be more powerful or less powerful the rumors have stated, and we still don't know. The last time any system has done that was the PS5 Pro. Remember how it wasn't until like,
dude, it took forever for them to tell
like
us
just before they sold it, just before it was on sale for people to pick up who had pre-ordered or whatever.
All they
right?
did was talk about the technology, how advanced and super duper it is.
Right, very vaguely with no speeds, no feeds, no clock speeds, no, none of the details.
Nothing. Cerny blew everybody's ass and like, this is how it's gonna be.
Yep.
It's gonna be a fantastic hardware, the most powerful on the planet.
And so that's the thing. Like, they're still in that position too. So like, bro, this is not looking good. And then coming to hear about the save games don't transfer over or whatever like that, or some shit. The backwards compatibility isn't as great as we were led to believe, right?
Yeah.
It's emulation per se, because what I come to realize was, okay, the GameCube, the Wii, and the Wii U were 3 generations of generally the same hardware, right? Much like with PC, right? Where like you build a new PC, it's basically a faster version of the same family of technologies that's inherently backwards compatible. Nintendo seemed like it was like that, but not actually. It was more like the PS2 and early versions of the PS3, where they had the chip of the previous system on the board. So the processor of the GameCube was in the Wii, and the processor of the Wii was in the Wii U. That's why the Wii U couldn't play GameCube games without emulation, right? It didn't have the CPU of the GameCube in there. The Wii had it, but not the Wii U. But the Wii U had the CPU of the Wii, so it could run Wii games. But that's why it couldn't run that.
It sounds so confusing,
right? But that's why it couldn't run them in any better form. Now it's using emulation-esque, right? Where it's a cross between where the hardware is a newer generation of what was there before, but it's not one-to-one where the apps can just run, right? Like if I build a new PC, I built my PC in 2022, was it 23? I already forget. I think
damn, it's old.
In 23, because I got the video card last year in 24, right? So if I build a PC for 2025 parts, right, it'll be fully backwards compatible and slightly more powerful, right? A couple years more powerful, right?
Yeah.
You would have thought that that's what Nintendo was doing with the Switch and Switch 2. Not really. Like, it's language compatible-esque, and a lot of the first-party Nintendo stuff seems to work. And this is all information from Nintendo, right? They've openly at least have said this much. And if you watch MVG, he did a video about this, I think, earlier.
MGB?
MVG.
Modern Vintage Gamer.
No, I'm messing with
Modern Vintage Gamer, right.
MBG doesn't say anything intelligent.
Right, ever, right? So he's basically has broken this down. Like, it's really not. It's really, they put it like a software layer, kind of like what the Steam Deck does with Wine and Proton. That they have a little bit of that going on.
What do they call that? Compatibility layer.
Or like a compatibility layer, or more of a translation layer would be more accurate, right? But the same idea, right? And so this Nintendo, who's been open about this, so the backwards compatibility isn't even as great as everybody assumed it was gonna be. The save games don't really work like that.
Boo.
How are you gonna transfer that shit over? I don't even know. Like, this was one of the things.
Even if you play a Switch 1 game with a Switch 1 save,
right? Yeah, exactly. Like okay, provided the game even runs, because not all games run, right? But provided the game runs, right? Even then, the save game situation is another situation on top of that. Like, this is kind of nuts. Like, the more details we know after the fact, the more that presentation they made about how great the system was and blah, 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 was all smoke and mirrors. And it's funny, too. Like I said, I was on there with Bing and Kieran, right? And just before they announced the
before you broke his heart?
Bing's heart? No, that was after the show was over. But in the middle of the direct, right? I said, I'm hoping the screen is 1080p. Boom, it was. Man, imagine if it was 120 hertz. Boom, it was. Man, imagine if it was HDR. Boom, it was, right? And so that was 3 things in a row where we were like, yo, Nintendo, okay, Nintendo.
Oh, Nintendo.
Not bad, right?
Bringing the
because
fire.
Our expectations are so low that the fact that they did what they should have did in regards to the screen, right, was seen as a big W, and I treated it as such. But come to find out after the direct, we come to find out all these other details that make all these wins irrelevant in comparison to all the L's, bro. Like, it makes me not want to get a Switch 2. It makes me not want to get a Switch 2. And I was on there with in the spaces with Beast of Truth. He's very pro Switch, and he's been talking a lot of shit about Xbox all of a sudden, right? And I was co-signing a lot of what he said, although I did voice my concerns about what Nintendo was doing at the time, not knowing all this additional stuff that I know now. And it's just like, yo, bro, I'm not so cool with. Listen, if it's not easy for me to get the Switch 2, I'm not buying it. If there's any kind of roadblocks or complexity for me to get one, I'm not buying one, because the more I hear about it, the less I want it now.
Well, if I buy one, it's to make money.
Right. At this point for you, right?
Yeah.
And even if I do, I may just say, you know what? I may look at it and say, this is not really worth it. And I'll sell it too. I just might. Yeah. That's if I even get one, which is a low chance at this point.
Yeah, I'll be in downtown Dallas and be like, I got your Switch 2 here. Anybody want it?
Boo.
Boo, we don't want no Switch.
Yeah, man. But hey, if you can't afford a Switch 2, and Nintendo's got a system for you.
Hey, man, that's what they told you. That's what they said here. Who was it? Can't afford a Switch 2? Nintendo exists. Suggest you stick
Bowser
with
said that, I think it was.
Switch 1. Bowser. What? Man, he is evil.
His last name
if
really
you can't
Bowser,
afford,
yeah.
If you can't afford the $449 Switch 2, don't expect much help from Nintendo. A company executive suggesting budget-conscious gamers simply settle for the first generation. Let's see. Where's the part that it says gamers are also comparing Bowser's comment to an infamous deaf-tone statement from former MS executive Don Matrick, who tried to justify the Xbox One's internet requirement in 2016 by saying, "Fortunately, we have a product for people who aren't able to get some form of connectivity. It's called the Xbox 360."
One of the dumbest statements in video game history.
Damn, that wasn't until 2016, 3 years after it came out. He said that.
No, he said that during E3. That was at E3. He was talking to what's his name, from the Game Awards.
Yeah.
And even the what's his name from the Game Awards.
So why they say 2016?
Right? He even said to him,
yeah.
because this is a crappy website, I guess. What website are you quoting?
This is
what website are you quoting?
PC Mag.
PC Mag is shit nowadays, so whatever. I'm not surprised. But anyway, like, what's his name from the Game Awards? I forget his name right now, right? But he even
Jeffrey.
Even Jeff was like, "Yo, is that really what you're gonna say?" or something like that he said, right? And Magic doubled down like a dummy. Even
he's
Jeff
like, "Yeah, yeah."
Even Jeff
and what punk?
tried to help him.
What you horse face motherfucker? That's what I said.
Yep. Basically, I was just like, "Wow."
And then he like made him flinch. He like he goes, Bro,
let me tell you.
Oh man, Bowser just became Matrick. What?
Yep.
He evolved. Like what? Yeah, those are some of the dumbest things you can say to your fan base.
But they're not gonna fire Doug Bowser. Though.
No,
that's the thing.
No, he's not gonna leave for it.
Well, why would they fire him?
It's because it's Nintendo.
He's gonna make some more money.
He's gonna make money. Because they don't.
Just saying, man.
They don't give a fuck.
He's the equivalent of Matrick. They got rid of Matrick behind that shit. They're not gonna get rid of him. Nope.
He's gonna have a T-shirt made. It's gonna say, "Get a Switch 1 if you're not about it, man."
About it.
That's what he's gonna do, man.
It reminds me of the Aaliyah song.
He's gonna T-shirt is gonna say, "And what?"
And what? Yep. Well, bro, that's what these Nintendo fanboys sound like, man. Online, I swear to God, bro.
Stop looking for them.
Who?
You stop looking for those
I'm not
Nintendo
looking
freaks.
for them. They come on. They just post the dumbest shit. I don't have to say. I just see it, bro. It makes my head hurt when like Fratanga's making a video every day, and even Ono is Alex, right? Every day.
What are they making a video about it every day? What are they talking about?
about the Nintendo Switch stuff, right? And
How much more
especially
can they
late-
talk about? It's the same. It's like it's the same still news these days.
Right, but even though Ono was Alex, right? It's funny how I noticed the hypocrisy out of him because now he's saying all the marketing stuff, all the stuff for Game Pass, right?
Yeah.
You know, back in the days when he used to shit on Game Pass,
Mm-hmm.
the same shit that he used to shit on, the same specific talking points he used to shit on, those are the talking points he uses in every video now.
The same
I
way he
swear to God.
just recycles them.
Yeah, no, but the same shit he used to talk shit about
Oh.
the Xbox fans, right? Now he says the same shit that Xbox fans were always saying and still do, right? But now instead of saying, "Oh, the Xbox fans are just being stupid too," now he's repeating the same shit that Xbox fans say, like he's the one who figured it out. Like the fuck, he ain't saying nothing wrong now.
I don't know how they can talk about 3 days of the same stuff. It's like, dude, isn't just one enough already? Just switch it up.
But they've been doing this for 2 weeks now, and but Alex, when it comes to all this gamer stuff, right? Like he does this almost every day now. And he says the same shit. He's not wrong about none of it. It's just the fact that he's saying the shit what we were saying, and back when we were saying piece of shit on us for saying it.
Yeah.
Now he's saying it like all of a sudden now he's the wise man who came up with it. I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah.
I'm like, the fuck? And it's the same with Fratanga, but to a much lesser extent, right? He kind of alludes to the fact that he wasn't with it back then, right? But he doesn't say the words. He doesn't actually take the L, right? At all.
Punty's all like on Bowser's side. He's like, Bowser's family. They can't get rid of him. He's blood.
But why would they get rid of him though? Like nothing's happened yet.
I was just joking that if they got rid of Matrick like they did because of what he did, although it was more than just him saying that, it was a lot more.
Did they get rid of him or he walked out because he's like,
they got rid of him.
He probably saw the writing on the wall.
Yeah,
like
he writing on the wall. It was known before he left, but everybody know it was. I'm saying like everybody knew what it really was, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just joking in that regard.
Yeah.
But like, because I don't expect they're gonna fire Doug Bowser at all.
No.
At all.
Now with that name,
Right, but if it happens,
Bowser.
I wouldn't be surprised. But
you couldn't get a better person, man.
I don't expect it to at all.
His name
There's
is
enough
Bowser.
fanboys to cap for Nintendo, right, and keep them going. So.
Yeah, it's a pass for me. No sweat. No.
It's like Jim Ryan was good while everybody was talking about they were gonna fire him. He didn't get fired for not being a good talker or saying the wrong things. He got fired. He got fired because of Bungie.
Yeah, and somebody had to take the blame for that.
Big dummy.
So it was him.
Right? Yeah, he got fired because of Bungie. Like
Yeah.
he went out there trying to compete with Microsoft,
Yeah, lost.
lying to Fidelity, saying that Bungie could offer him better value at 3.7 than Activision than Microsoft's purchase of Activision. Like,
yeah,
come on, man.
That's
You got to roll for that. That's a lie.
Yeah.
Like you lied to investors. Basically, he didn't lie. Maybe in his heart, he really believed it.
That's another reason to get rid of him. He's stupid. You know what I'm saying?
man, you dumb.
You're stupid. Let's get rid of him before he fucks us over even more. We're already dying slowly. Let's not. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. Oh man, I should have brought this up. So we're playing, the Indiana Jones game, the Great Circle. It's a good game, right?
Yes.
Just like Realist says, like you don't want it to end, right? But you want to continue playing because you want to find out what's going on, right?
Right.
It's a great game, man. It's like I see nothing wrong with it at all. So I got in the mood to watch an Indiana Jones movie, right? Because I haven't seen one in a long time. I've never seen the latest one, The Dial of Destiny.
Ooh.
Okay.
Well, they all suck after the first three. But that's what I
Okay,
heard.
look, I ain't gonna lie, dude. Or the way people say cap, I ain't capping. Because I hate using that. I think that's the most idiotic term for whatever lie or quit.
Okay,
Bro, you from
Okay, old
Houston,
guy.
and you think that?
What?
He's old. That's what it is, man.
It
not about
probably
what-
is where it just doesn't sound. I don't know, man. It just doesn't.
He's about to
Maybe-
be-
maybe-
man, he's out of touch. That's what it is.
Maybe because they're annoying because they say it a lot.
Maybe
But,
it
like-
is. Maybe because they say it a lot. You know, it's like they just keep using it. Like, dude, it's a cap. You know, I got a cap. Like, what? You mean you cap too? No, I got a ball cap, punk. You know?
Wow.
But they, no, it does. Some people just overuse it for so much, right? But, anyways,
It's just
Going
it's just
back.
a word they use a lot, right? Yeah.
going back to Indiana Jones, I saw it last week. Dude, I liked the movie. It was good. To me, at least.
Oh, the last one.
Most recent
Yeah.
one, the most recent one. I'm sure that one is better than the one, the Crystal Skull, right? Because that one was fucked up. Like,
Yeah.
and the thing that really got me. Listen, I understand the swinging in the trees. That was fine by me. You know why? Because I understand that Indiana Jones was a tribute to the movie serials that they used to have back in the black and white era,
Yeah.
right? But like they would give you like Flash Gordon or whatever type of old
Flash
school stuff.
Gordon.
No, but no, not that Flash Gordon. The
Oh.
old black and white ones that they used to have.
Oh.
You know, sometimes they play a cartoon before a movie, or the old black and white Batman that they had,
Uh-huh.
right? They would play certain stuff like that. So there was Flash Gordon back then, and there was all these kind of like what was the guy with the sword, Zorro type shit like that from back in the day. So that's what Indiana Jones was always trying to harken back to, right? It was always like in tribute to stuff like that, right? So the swinging of the trees, which was one of the things that people complain about, was stupid. I let that slide. That didn't matter to me because I understood the thing that they're trying to portray or whatever,
Mhm.
or give tribute to. That was fine. But the surviving a nuclear weapon because he hides in a refrigerator. Nah, bro.
Is that not
That's
believable? Is that not
when-
believable?
That's when it went too far for me, right?
Is it
That
not
was the
believable?
thing. Not believable.
You can
No,
hide.
it's not believable.
You can hide in the fridge back then in those fridges because they were made of like iron. Man, they were just tough refrigerators back then, right?
Yeah, but when he opens the door to get out and all the fallout's outside, he's still gonna die. It's not because the refrigerator can't protect him from the bomb. Okay,
hey,
that's a
hey,
bit of a stretch.
he's
I'll let
Indiana
that
Jones.
slide, right?
Jones,
Them old
baby,
metal refrigerators from back
Jones.
there. I got that. It's just that the fallout is still outside, and when he opens the door and he gets
But
out
it
of
hasn't
it,
reached him yet.
die
He's got to
anyway.
go. He's got to run.
he was at ground zero. That's why he jumped into a fridge. I'm like, yo, that shit always made my head hurt. Like, damn. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, like this most recent one, I'm sure it's a lot better than that one. And the one I think they did 3 after the first 3, right? It was
They did the one with the sun, the Shia LaBeouf one.
right, the skull. That was Crystal Skull. And then
that
they
was
did
it?
another one, and they did
Oh.
this one, I think.
I
I
don't-
think.
I don't remember.
Well, the one Shia LaBeouf was definitely Crystal Skull.
Was
I'll
it?
have to look that up.
Maybe it was. I don't know. I don't remember. But the Dial of Destiny, I thought it was really good. It really brought back like the old style, the first 3. To me.
Yeah, the
at
first
least.
2 were the best. And I like the third one the most.
So
but
do
the
I.
first one-
So the Last
but the
Crusade?
first one is October. Yes.
Yes.
I always like that one the most, right? But the first one, I think the first one is the one where they had like the guy eating all the weird animals and snakes and all. That was that first one, right?
Yeah.
Not the second one, right? So that one is
The
so
Temple
iconic.
of Doom was the first one, and then it was
Right.
the. What was the second one?
I forget too.
Crap.
But either way, right? The second one wasn't as good. I mean, when you compare them, but it was a great movie of the time, right?
Yeah.
It was. But I always felt the third one was my favorite. But I liked the first one. Clearly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, when it comes to the movies, I'm trying to look up these movies. I still can't find. Wait, hold on. I found it.
Either way, Destiny, Dial of Destiny was, at least for me, it was really good. I was enjoying it the whole time. Like, dude, it's
Okay,
like, why
so
are
it's
people?
just Crystal Skull. Okay, so Dollar Destiny is the 5th one. Okay, not 6.
So I'm like, why is everybody hating on this movie? If people hated on it, it's like, I think it's good. It's fun. You know, it's like everything was like, it's what Indiana Jones, except that he's older. And of course, people are not going to believe because he's older. He can do whatever he was doing in the movie, right? The stunts and all that. So, but it was fun. It was good.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure they learned from the errors of Crystal Skull and made it better. But I didn't even bother watching Dollar Destiny. I was just like, no thanks.
So there's only 5 then.
Yeah, there's only 5.
The first original 3, the one with the sun, Crystal Skull,
And Dollar Destiny.
Dial. I like Dial of Destiny. I thought it was good. It was a
Right.
good movie.
But from what a lot of people are saying, this game is like the 6th, like the real 5th movie or whatever.
This one is between the second and third one. That's
Okay,
where
so yeah.
that's where it sits.
Okay, so yeah, they could do that with that. Because there was another game that they made back in the day, something Atlantis, right? It was a point and click adventure game that was supposed to have been a movie, right? But they decided not to make it, so they used the plot in the game instead.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
It was a game that they had made, something Atlantis. I don't remember the whole thing.
Nope. No idea. And so, have you finished it yet, Real?
Hmm.
You don't finish.
I
games.
will. Not like you.
Yeah.
Not like you. I'll go back to certain. I mean, so many games. I just want to try to play them all.
I know.
And then what'll happen is once I see which one I like the best.
Yeah.
But like, dude, Indiana Jones, I put 20 hours in it, like off rip. I'm on the last area of what's the name of that? Avowed. It's like once I'm done, I'm done. Like,
yeah, do that one too, man. God dang it, dude.
so like, what game did I beat? I just beat something.
The cookie game.
Okay, I found the
No,
game.
that's not a game.
Indiana Jones and the Fate of Atlantis from 1992.
Oh wow.
That was supposed to have been a movie, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah, I
but
never
they
heard of
decided
that
to make a game of it instead.
Yeah.
It came out in 92.
I can just look up my exophase. I can tell you what I beat. I beat like 3 games. How many games have you beaten this year, Ted?
This year, 3.
Okay,
Well,
so
2 games and a DLC. I
we
finished.
even. Yeah.
I finished Final Fantasy 16. I finished Phantom Liberty.
Dude, it took you a year to beat Final Fantasy 16?
I didn't buy it till like way later.
Yeah, he bought it late in the year.
Dude, you should have beat it in 2 weeks, no less.
Like,
Dude,
no more.
right?
that was a long freaking game, man.
I know. I just liked it, bro. I liked
Phantom,
it.
Phantom Liberty and then Outlaws.
No, that's a big one.
I did finish.
Okay,
Outlaws.
so just look at all the games that I have decent amount of hours. I got 100 hours in about. Started playing Monster Hunter Wilds. Dropped that because I already know that's a time sink. I started playing Metaphor. Never could get through that. I got 21 hours in Death Stranding on Xbox and PC now. Platinum Astrobot. My own platinum. Oh, I'm almost finished with Horizon Forbidden West on Steam.
Damn.
Did you beat that game?
Yep.
It's boring. It got really like I wouldn't play a part 3. For their sake, I hope. Oh, I started Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Oh, yeah,
Just
you
look
did.
at all these games that come out back to back to back, bro.
Right. You know, like it's the holidays or something.
And it's like, dude, like I got a job. It's like, man, you know what? I even considered unsubscribing to Game Pass, but I'm paid up to 27. Like, it really makes no sense for me to subscribe and I'm not able to play everything.
Man, the majority of my games are from Game Pass.
No, not mine. Death Stranding should be Game Pass.
All right, so
I started Eternal Strands from Game Pass, didn't finish that one.
here's my Xbox backlog right now. Avowed, Game Pass. RoboCop, own. Expedition is coming out, right? It's coming out soon. Expedition 33.
33? Yeah.
That comes out this month, right? Or next month?
I think it's this or next month.
I think it's this month because next month is Doom, I think.
Adamfall, Game Pass. South of Midnight, Game Pass. And then we got Dark Ages next month, Game Pass. I got the Expanse series, owned. And then I got Avatar.
You bought something else real cheap. Not Avatar. It was something else that you bought last week or the week before.
Yeah, it was RoboCop and the Expanse.
RoboCop. Yeah. And the Expanse. That's what it was.
Expanse. And then I got Avatar on PlayStation because my son.
You beat the. You just bought the Expanse?
Yeah, I just bought it like a couple weeks ago.
Have you watched the TV show?
Nope.
Are you a fan of the
No.
No. It's a Telltale series, man. It's like I haven't been let down of a Telltale game.
It's gonna be wonderful, bro.
I
didn't beat it. I'm in the 3rd episode.
Yeah,
I've only played their Back to the Future game. I never played their Batman or anything else.
you know what? I'm lying. Back to the Future was the only one I couldn't get into.
Really?
You know, I was
Yeah.
just about to say I couldn't get into Back to the
I couldn't get
That's
into
the one
Back to
that
the
got
Future.
me into the way they have their shit. Like if they all control like that, I'm like, okay, now I see why people like it, right?
Yeah.
But that's the only one I've tried.
Yeah, Back to the Future is the only one that I could not get into, and I could not get past a certain point. Like I can't play this. I just can't get into it. And then I went back and purchased an old one. Is Jurassic Park, which was a good one too.
They got a Telltale Jurassic Park.
Yep, they got a Telltale, and it's good.
Oh yeah, they do. That's right.
Yep.
I believe you.
I just been playing a lot of. I don't finish nothing, man. I have gamer ADD. There's just too much to play.
There is
and I
a
have
lot to play.
too many options to play on
There
top of
is.
that.
Yeah.
And I'm still buying games, right? Like
Yeah.
I got the Gradius collection that's not gonna be out for a little while, right?
Yep.
I want to get that other game they put out the demo for it, the FPS game. It kind of reminds me of Metroid a little bit. Forget the name, but the demo was out. I'm planning on getting that as well, but I haven't yet. Capcom versus SNK, the Capcom collection, I think that comes out this month or next month, I think. There's a couple other things of note, but I've just been playing random stuff on Steam here and there. Like I'll play for like half hour of this, an hour of that, but I don't really like complete anything. I haven't beaten a game since I beat the expansion for Starfield last year. I haven't beaten anything. I have yet to start up Indiana Jones, which updated today. There was an update.
I ain't gonna lie, man. That Starfield DLC was boring.
Yeah, it wasn't as good as it could have. I mean, it was action packed and it was like, but it wasn't as good as it could have been.
When I got this the Shattered Space and Phantom Liberty, and I told you guys, and Real was like, play the Starfield one first.
Yeah, get out the way.
Get that one out of the way and play Phantom later. You're gonna enjoy Phantom more. I was like, all right, man, it's so true. So true. Phantom was way better. That was more fun.
Oh, and meanwhile, also Fatal Fury is coming out. I also bought that. It's coming out the 24th.
Yeah,
I got Fatal Fury. That's also looking good. Man, I just been, but you know that's like gamer ADD, especially when it comes to Steam, yo. They just be so much stuff, and then even Xbox. It's the same thing when it comes to Game Pass. Look at how many games you mentioned that you get off of Game Pass. It really is like the holidays.
dog. I'm not even mentioning the old 360 games I bought before the 360 store got torn down.
That's right. You did buy it.
I bought Alien Rage, Alone in the Dark, Batman Blackgate, and Remember Me.
Oh, did you get Space?
You gotta remember me.
Yeah,
it was like $2.
Dude, everything was like $10 all together.
Did you get Space Marine 1?
No, I don't. No. Well, this was way before Space Marine 2 was even a thing, wasn't it?
I think so.
Well, remember me?
No. Space Marine 1.
Yeah, Space Marine 1 was a 360 game.
It was a 360
but I'm saying,
game.
when you bought all these 360 games, I think that was before Space Marine 2 was out.
Yeah. No, I didn't get anything. So that's why I have to go to the flea market and look for it.
Yeah, you got to get that one.
I do want to get it, and I got to go to some of these local, mom and pop video game stores, and see if they have it.
Well, they gave it away on Epic some time ago, I think.
Yeah.
I think, I don't my Epic thing? I'm pretty sure I do. But today they put out River City Girls 1. So that was a good beat 'em up game. That was on Game Pass in 2020, I think it was when it came out.
Yeah.
First or 2019, because that's when I played it and beat it. But so if you want to get another free game, boom, they just dropped one on there. But
what's that? On Epic?
City Girls. Yeah, on Epic. Yeah.
I don't know.
Another free game, you know what I'm saying? Like
I know
I
what
have
you're
like
saying.
games on Steam, but my Epic games are starting up. It's not as close. It's gonna take a while to catch up, but bro, every week at least one game I'm catching, and then sometimes these games that they're putting up now I already have them, because they give them away before.
How these people finishing up South of Midnight so quick already, man? It's like they just ran right through it.
It's not long. It's like an hour per chapter, and it's 14 chapters.
It's 14 hours, man.
Some people ain't got nothing better to do to wake up in the morning and play that shit till this nighttime and it's done. That's it.
Yeah.
Ain't got no life. Losers, right?
Yeah. Hey, you calling me now?
I'm talking about you. I'm talking about these people who have
you know what my routine has been now? Now I got a routine. Is that I get up at 6 a.m, do all the kids stuff, I get them breakfast, I get their lunches ready, and I take one of them to school. I take the older one to school. My wife takes the little one to school.
Wakey, time for school.
Yeah. And so I get back and make sure all the dishes are done, everything's cleaned up. I don't want no mess or anything because I hate having a mess just sitting there. I don't like the sink just piling up. Right?
Right, but the difference is you're not like these people are bums who choose to do this. They be in their mama's basement and shit. That's all they do. Yeah. Like they think they live in a life. They don't want to be doing nothing else but that. This is why they could beat the game so quick.
Yeah. And then when I'm done with breakfast, I start applying the stuff. I spend like an hour and a half now. Like in the beginning, I spent like 3 hours, 4 hours applying everywhere. Now I just got my little system. I was like, I'm gonna apply here, I'm gonna apply here, and apply here, and apply here, and boom, I'm done.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And then I spent an hour of reviewing this certification exam that I'm trying to take. Right. Some of the technology that I'm trying to go into, and I'm taking a cert. I took a course and I'm practicing the test to make sure I can pass the real one. So I spent like an hour doing that. And then after I'm done with all that, I kind of look around, scan the house a little bit. It's like, does anything need to be done? No? Okay. I'll go to the local trail here. I start walking for like an hour and just walk. I just walk just to get some movement in my body, right? I just don't want to sit around either. And then I get back, take a shower, clean up, have some lunch. And by the time everything's all said and done, like I have an hour of gaming and then I got to go pick up the kids.
Well, if you had an elliptical or like a bike or something like that, you could have did that and like, I don't know, watching news or something.
Oh, dude, but it's a nice day outside, man. It's been very nice.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
It was pretty nice today too until it started raining, but yeah.
These last 2 days, man, it's been nice. So I go to the trailer and just walk, man. I just like put my earbuds on and boom, go. So, that's been my routine now for the last week and a half or so.
What you been listening to on your earbuds then?
Oh no, I just picked some house mix on iHeartRadio that I just picked there. So
like I say, house
music. That's right, man.
House music all night long. Say what? House music.
We listening to Darude.
No, I mean I don't pick anybody specific. It's just whatever's playing. The ones that really get me going, if I want to listen to something that just like makes me just want to jump up, is Skrillex. Skrillex can get you going.
Skrillex, really? Is a Skrillex fan like that? Heavy? Yeah. That's cool, man.
Yeah, I like Skrillex. Yeah. But no, there's been a thing here in Dallas, which I just realized, is that at the bridge that we have here, the Margaret something bridge, they have and it's during the day. So I don't know why they do it in the day. What's up, Hundy? And then
Hundo?
They have some on a bridge, like there's a portion where you can walk on the bridge, right? Not where the cars are driving. There's a pedestrian portion of it. And they have some sort of mini rave. They have a DJ and everything, taco trucks and like food trucks and everything just out there. And I'm like, oh man, I need to go out there. You know? Eat some tacos.
Texas tacos.
Yeah. So
sounds good.
There's like house music. That's all yours, man.
All night long. Hey, what?
Yeah. Dude, I've had some all-nighters, man, when I was back in my day. Back in my day, woo,
bro.
You just
lucky
don't
I didn't get no kids off of that.
You just don't know. You just don't know.
I'm just lucky I didn't get no kids off of that. That's all I'm gonna say. God damn.
I got my glow sticks, got a pacifier. I got my little flag on my back so people can find me. Right?
Take any X. You
take the execute.
X. What do you call it? Ecstasy.
Oh, I thought you were trying to be all cool about it. Yes, I know what you're talking about.
Like, the fuck? Like, he didn't know what X was. I'm like, the fuck? Yeah, I'm being cool when I said X. You would have not being cool who had to ask you what it meant.
I'm like, also was like waiting for you to say the slang stuff. You know, tabs.
I did say the slang X.
Yeah. Oh, I got stories about that.
Ooh, boy. Oh, man.
Yeah, and we'll save for another day.
And listen, I didn't do X, but a lot of my friends did. But you know that track, shots. That was me. That was me. They did X, I did shots, and we were both fucked up the same way. Although, at least I got to go home in one piece, and they were like, I don't know, not that they were hurt or anything, but yeah, they need a lot of water.
Oh, no, you can't do that either. Like, okay, if you're doing that, you can't just be like someone who's on it.
Yeah.
They have to know they can't just be drinking water like crazy.
Right.
Because you can have water poisoning.
Right.
If you just drink you just continue to drink water all night just because you think you're hydrated when you're not. But you just have that thirst that you got to have water.
Right.
And from what I learned is like, you don't do that because you can get water poisoning, which is something I didn't know back then.
You do have to drink water, but you're not supposed to go OD. Yeah,
you can't OD.
and when you're on X, you feel like you're really thirsty, and so you're gonna OD on the water, and then
it's crazy. Yeah. I got some stories, but there's so much crazy stuff that I've gone through. But I won't say that here. But I have fun. I'll tell you that. Do I regret it? Hell no, man. I have fun.
Yeah, I didn't get nobody pregnant. That's all I can say.
No.
That's all I can say. I didn't catch nothing. I didn't get nobody pregnant.
No.
I survived.
No, nothing like that. Yeah. No, we stayed safe.
Yeah. Look at that chuckle. He knows exactly what we mean, and we know what he means by that chuckle too. Ain't gotta say no more than that, brother.
I ain't saying nothing, man. I ain't saying nothing.
I ain't saying nothing.
You're biting your tongue. I'm like you're chewing on your tongue. I ain't saying nothing.
I ain't saying nothing.
I ain't saying nothing. I even grinded my teeth, man. You can still see some of the effects after grinding my teeth back then.
Oh, word.
But I ain't saying nothing. Man, it's gonna be a short one. Let's get going because I want to go play some games tonight. Stalker 2, baby.
You gonna play, man?
Stalker 2.
Hey, okay. He said he been playing Stalker. What you been playing, sir?
I told you I just been playing a little random stuff here and there off of Steam.
Random.
I do need to start the Expanse, like you said,
all year. But I do need
bro,
to
it's not going anywhere, and you already know what it is, bro. It's a Telltale game. I can't wait for what's the name of that game? Wolf Among Us 2.
Oh yes.
That's gonna be. You already know it's gonna be good. They're taking their time with it. See, when they said they announced it, but I have faith that they're gonna put out a good product. I mean, their stories are always good.
They're always good.
And I didn't like playing Back to the Future. That's why, I didn't finish it. It played differently. I didn't really like the Batman thing either.
Oh, you didn't like Batman? I did like Batman.
It's not that I didn't like the game, or I just didn't like the way you had to get things done.
Yeah.
Okay, so like you're telling me it sounds like it's because like I say, my only experience with Telltale games are the Back to the Future games, right? And so when I saw how it controlled, I was like, oh, if they all control like this, oh, okay, I see why people like these now. Different genres that they do for popular franchises. I fucks heavy with Back to the Future, so okay, it did that right in my regard, in my opinion.
But you like Back to the Future?
Well, I'm a big fan, right? So and the gameplay, I thought to myself, oh, they all play like that. And you're making it sound like they don't all play like that per se.
No, because Batman was you had to do a lot of
puzzles,
case work, basically puzzles. Okay. But you had to solve cases. Like Wolf Among Us is just going through the story, and decisions. You know what I mean? And that's I just want to play those games with the story because the gameplay is always going to be lacking. So it's just give me the story. Don't try to do anything extra unless you can do it all the way. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So the game, the Expanse, like it's a lot more too. Like you fly around and stuff, use your jetpack, go search for things, but it's not too much of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't. And for me, it hasn't got bored. Like I said, I'm on the third because they sold it in what do you call it, episodes, seasons, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what they did back then. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to start it this weekend because I've been wanting to start it soon, and they just reminded me about it, and like I need to start that. So there's Back to the Future, Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park was good. Then you got The Walking Dead's. Those are good. With Clementine.
Those are great.
Those are great.
Are you gonna get the new version of The Last of Us 2?
Oh yeah.
No,
Yo, I can't believe they did that, bro.
No.
Actually,
The-
no, I can't believe they did it, but wow.
And there's
it's dirt cheap.
The Wolf Among Us, which is a great game. And I think I told you guys before, I dismissed that game way back then, right? I was like, I looked at the cover and I was like, this looks stupid with their cover. I was like, I'm not playing this game. And then one day I just said, you know what? I'm going to play it. Just at random, I was like, I'm going to play it.
You randomly just decided differently.
I decided differently, and I was so glad I did because it was good.
Ah,
It was good. And then there's the Borderlands one, which is also good. I don't know if you ever played that one.
The first
Tales
one,
of the
and I own the second one, but I haven't
there
started.
were two. Okay, cool.
Game of Thrones was good. There's that one.
Oh, did you like the TV show? Did you follow the TV show and stuff? Too?
Yeah. It was
Okay.
I liked it.
Because I don't see how you could have liked that without having followed the TV
Yeah.
show. I would have
then-
doubted the game was enough.
And then Minecraft Story Mode is one of the best. It's awesome. Story mode if you haven't played
Really?
it. It's just unfortunately they don't make them anymore. So it's a very sought after game disc and physical game is the Minecraft Story Mode one. It is good. I'm telling you, it is amazing. And that should have been like a source to the movie. But the movie itself was good too. I liked it after all.
What was this one?
Minecraft Story Mode?
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
No.
speaking of, they came out with the movie. Didn't you go see it with your son or something?
Yeah, we saw it. I took both of mine and like two other teenage boys because they were my son's friends. So
What did you and they think of it?
they loved it, man. They're all about it. And then once the movie was about to end, I looked it up. I was like, is there any end credits? Because they always ask me. I said, Daddy,
Right.
can you find out if they got end credits? Like, okay. It's like, yeah, they got two of them. And so there was like one right after the movie ended, and then the second one was like right after all the credits were ran, and they just went berserk about what they showed at the end. So,
Wow, man.
What
And
did
you know
they show?
a new a character
I'm never gonna watch.
a character was introduced,
Okay.
Yeah, I'm never gonna
like a
watch.
famous like one of the popular characters from the Minecraft game.
Steve?
Nah, Steve's already.
He's trying to be spoiler free.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. That's cool. But here's the one thing about that movie. I know nothing about the movie.
Yeah.
I don't know how they can make a Minecraft movie. But the one thing I know was all right in the world was the fact that Jack Black was in the movie. I'm like, if you had asked me the first name of anybody who I would have expected to be in this movie, I would have said to you Jack Black.
Yeah.
As soon as and I only heard about the movie like 3 weeks ago, maybe. At the most, right? And
Yeah.
like, oh, Jack Black's in. I'm like, duh, right? It's like peanut butter and jelly. Like they fit together. Like Jack Black in a Minecraft movie. I don't know how it makes sense to me, but it just does. But it was a good movie, you thought?
I'll tell you this. When I first saw the trailer, when it first released, my kids were there too. We all looked at each other and was like, what was this? We're not going to see this trash. That's what we thought at first, right? Well, as the release date got closer, they're like, Dad, I want to go see it because I saw the latest trailer. It looks so good now. It's different. I'm like, okay, you guys want to see it? And then two of his friends came in with us. They made it a thing, right? They're teenage boys, so they want to hang out, right? And then, and I wasn't going in with like oh, this is gonna be trash. Like, okay, it's gonna be
Or
entertaining.
you came blank slate, basically.
It's just gonna be like it's just another movie. I enjoyed it after all. It was good. It was good. Now I still think the source would have been better based on story.
Maybe it was a part.
You know, it's still based on story mode, right? On the game story mode, because story mode was awesome. The story was amazing in story mode. And
I remember you saying that. Okay.
And I think my thoughts would be like that would be a great source material to translate into a movie, like an all out movie, and all animated characters, not with live people in it. Because people want to see Steve. You expect Steve, that blockhead guy that you know who Steve. Everybody knows that Steve is, right? Mm-hmm. And you got these live characters, which is kind of like, really. But but after watching it, I enjoyed it. It was good. It was fun, and the kids loved it.
That's cool.
And our theater was tamed. Nobody threw popcorn. Nobody made a mess. Just a typical mess that kids make. But other than that, not where kids are throwing popcorn like the videos you see today now. That
they were locked in the movie.
Yeah, no. Yeah, they were locked in a movie, and they were excited for the exciting parts. They were happy with it, and that's it. And whatever mess was there, it's just your basic, like everyday mess, not a disaster like you see in the videos today.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. I don't think I would ever watch the movie if on like. I wouldn't like to go to the movie theater to see it, but if it came on TV, I'll probably check it out. If it's on Netflix,
it was good. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
I've been hearing some positive things. I've been hearing some positive things, so
it just
I'll check it out.
After the first video clip that shows that one theater just totally destroyed the theater with the mess and the popcorn all over the place, I think everybody else started following copycatting that move just to outdo each other, just to say, look, we're gonna do it better.
I hate when people.
And it was just like, and it's like now you're just doing it to outdo the other one, and you're not. Now you just look like an idiot.
Yeah.
For making a mess,
I hate that, bro. I really.
But it was good. Thank you. Yeah, it was good after all. So I was happy with it. All right, one of the kids just came in, so. All right, well, let's get it going, man. Good show, good talk. Hundy, thanks for coming by, and Punty and Google, and whoever is watching, because I see there's more, but I don't know who it is, so they haven't said anything. So, anyways, let's get on out of here. Let's get back next week. Wait, what's next week? Oh yeah, no, I'm good next week. Not like I got a job or anything, So take care. I'm gonna go see Minecraft. Yeah, go see Minecraft. It was fun, man. And we're out.
Oh, that's good you didn't give any spoilers.
Man, work is overrated. Yes, it is. Peace.
Yep.